ladies and gentlemen. As we step into the unfolding story of 2025, I invite you to pause and reflect. In a world teeming with demands, distractions, and ceaseless motion, there is a quiet truth we often overlook. You are the center of your experience. Not in a selfish sense, but in the deep understanding that your ability to give, to love, to thrive stems from the well-being of your own heart and mind. Putting yourself first is not an act of vanity or greed, it is a declaration of harmony. It is recognizing that your life, with all its intricacies, is a dance that begins with you. To truly serve others, to live fully, and to create meaning, you must first nourish the soul that is uniquely yours. So, let us embrace this year with a new clarity. Let us honor ourselves as the root from which every branch of our life grows. And in doing so, let us rise not in isolation, but in strength, ready to face the world with authenticity and joy. I am the whirlwind of modern life. It's easy to lose touch with your inner voice, the quiet, intuitive guide that knows what truly aligns with your essence. This voice often goes unheard, buried beneath the demands of schedules, expectations, and the endless hum of technology. Yet it is always there, patiently waiting for you to turn your attention inward. To reconnect with your inner voice, you must first create space for silence. Silence is not just the absence of noise, it is the presence of awareness. Whether it's sitting quietly at dawn, walking in nature, or finding stillness amidst the chaos, these moments of calm allow you to listen. It is in these pauses that your deepest truths begin to emerge, like ripples in a still pond, revealing the path that feels most authentic to you. This connection is not a one-time event, but a relationship that requires tending. Practices such as meditation, journaling, or even mindful breathing can serve as bridges to your inner world. These tools quiet the external chatter and bring you closer to the rhythm of your own thoughts, emotions, and desires. Yet, reconnecting with your inner voice also means cultivating trust in what it tells you. The world may offer countless opinions, but your inner voice speaks from a place of unique wisdom shaped by your experience and individuality. Trusting it may feel uncertain at first, especially when it diverges from external expectations, but with time, it becomes a source of profound clarity and strength. Listening to your inner voice also requires a willingness to be honest with yourself. It may reveal truths you've ignored, suppressed, or been afraid to confront. Embrace these revelations, even when they are uncomfortable. They hold the power to guide you toward a life that feels more aligned with your true nature, free from the distortions of societal pressures or the fear of judgment. Finally, understand that your inner voice is dynamic. It grows and evolves with you. Reconnecting with it is not about returning to an unchanging ideal, but about staying attuned to who you are becoming. Each day, each experience, and each choice adds new layers to your understanding of yourself. By nurturing this connection, you create a continuous dialogue that keeps you grounded, aligned, and authentically present. Self-care is often misunderstood, reduced to fleeting indulgences or surface level. While these moments of pleasure, like a warm bath, a favorite dessert, or a spa day certainly have their place, true self-care is far deeper. It is a commitment to your well-being, an ongoing practice of tending to your physical, emotional, and mental health in a way that is both nourishing and sustainable. To redefine self-care, we must move beyond the superficial and embrace it as a lifestyle rooted in self-respect, self-awareness, and intentional action. At its core, self-care begins with understanding your unique needs. Just as no two people are the same, no two self-care practices will look identical. What revitalizes one person might exhaust another. To uncover what truly serves you, take time to explore your rhythms, preferences, and limits. Pay attention to how you feel in different environments, relationships, and activities. Self-care is not about conforming to a trend. It's about crafting a practice that aligns with your individuality. One of the most profound aspects of self-care is learning to say no. For many, the idea of putting their own needs first feels selfish or even wrong, but setting boundaries is a radical act of self-preservation and empowerment. Saying no to commitments, habits, or relationships that drain you creates space for what truly matters. It allows you to show up in the world as your best self-energized, focused, and capable of giving to others without losing yourself in the process. Physical self-care often gets the most attention, and for good reason. Caring for your body through proper nutrition, regular movement, adequate sleep, and preventative health care forms the foundation of well-being. However, true self-care doesn't stop at the physical, it extends to the emotional and mental landscapes, where our internal struggles often lie. Emotional self-care means acknowledging and honoring your feelings without judgment. It's about creating safe spaces for yourself, whether by seeking therapy, talking to trusted friends, or simply allowing yourself to cry when you need to. Emotional resilience grows when we permit ourselves to feel fully, rather than suppress or ignore what's bubbling beneath the surface. Mental self-care is equally vital. In an age of constant information and overstimulation, taking deliberate steps to protect your mind is an act of defiance against burnout. This could involve setting limits on screen time, curating your social media feeds to include only uplifting content, or making time for hobbies that challenge and engage your intellect. A clear, focused mind is not a luxury, it is a necessity for navigating life's complexities. Self-care also requires a shift in perspective, seeing it not as an occasional reward, but as a non-negotiable part of your daily life. Small, consistent practices are often more impactful than sporadic grand gestures. Drinking enough water, taking deep breaths during stressful moments, or simply stepping outside for a few minutes each day can create ripples of well-being that accumulate over time. Lastly, self-care involves compassion for yourself. Many of us are quick to offer kindness to others, but reluctant to extend the same grace to ourselves. We berate ourselves for perceived failures, push through exhaustion, and ignore our own needs in the pursuit of productivity or perfection. Redefining self-care means recognizing that you are worthy of love and care, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. In embracing self-care, remember that it is not a one-size-fits-all solution, nor is it static. As you grow and change, so too will your needs. The act of redefining self-care is not about creating a rigid routine, but about cultivating a dynamic relationship with yourself, one that adapts, evolves, and continually prioritizes your well-being. It is a lifelong journey of learning to honor the sacredness of your own existence. Learning to say no is one of the most liberating and transformative acts of self-care. It is not about rejecting others or shirking responsibilities, but about creating the boundaries necessary to protect your energy, time, and well-being. In a world that often equates busyness with success and compliance with kindness, saying no can feel like an act of rebellion. Yet it is a skill that enables you to live more authentically and intentionally. Saying no begins with understanding your priorities. Your time and energy are finite resources, and when you say yes to something that does not align with your goals or values, you are inherently saying no to something else, often something that matters deeply to you. By clarifying what truly deserves your attention, you can make more deliberate choices about where to invest your energy. One of the biggest challenges in learning to say no is overcoming the fear of disappointing others. Many of us are conditioned to please, to avoid conflict, and to maintain harmony at all costs. While it's natural to want to be liked and to support those around us, constantly saying yes can lead to overcommitment, resentment, and burnout. It's important to recognize that saying no is not an act of rejection, it's an act of self-respect. When faced with a request or obligation, pause to consider whether it aligns with your priorities. Ask yourself, does this serve my goals, values, or well-being? Am I saying yes out of guilt, obligation, or fear of judgment? Will saying yes compromise my ability to fulfill my existing commitments or take care of myself? If the answer to these questions reveals that saying yes is not in your best interest, allow yourself to decline with grace. Saying no does not require an elaborate explanation or apology. A simple, polite response is often enough. I appreciate the offer, but I'm unable to commit at this time. It's also important to recognize that saying no becomes easier with practice. Start small, setting boundaries in low-stakes situations, and gradually build the confidence to assert yourself in more significant areas of your life. The more you honor your own needs, the more you reinforce your sense of self-worth and establish healthy patterns in your relationships. Learning to say no is not just about protecting yourself from unwanted obligations, it's about creating space for what truly matters. When you free yourself from the weight of unnecessary commitments, you gain the clarity and energy to pursue what brings you joy, fulfillment, and growth. Moreover, saying no sets a powerful example for those around you. It teaches others that boundaries are not only acceptable, but necessary for a balanced life. In doing so, you encourage a culture of mutual respect, where individuals feel empowered to honor their own needs without guilt or fear. Finally, it's important to remember that saying no is not an act of selfishness, it is an act of love. By prioritizing your own well-being, you equip yourself to show up fully for the people and responsibilities that truly matter. When you say no to what drains you, you are ultimately saying yes to a life that is aligned with your values, your purpose, and your most authentic self. In a world that is constantly buzzing with information, demands, and distractions, mental clarity has become one of the most precious yet elusive states of being. To prioritize mental clarity is to recognize the importance of a focused, calm, and unburdened mind as the foundation for decision-making, creativity, and overall well-being. It is about decluttering the chaos in your thoughts and creating an environment both internal and external that fosters peace and purpose. Achieving mental clarity begins with managing the noise in your life. This noise comes in many forms: endless notifications on your phone, the pressure to multitask, or the overwhelming consumption of news and social media. The human brain is not designed to process an infinite stream of information, and constant overstimulation can lead to mental fatigue, anxiety, and confusion. Taking intentional steps to limit this noise is a crucial first step. Start by setting boundaries with technology. Allocate specific times during the day to check emails or scroll through social media, rather than allowing these activities to interrupt you constantly. Turn off unnecessary notifications and create tech-free zones in your home or schedule, such as during meals or before bed. These small adjustments can have a profound impact on your ability to focus and think clearly. Another essential practice for mental clarity is simplifying your commitments. Overcommitting yourself often leads to scattered attention and diluted energy. Learn to prioritize what truly matters and let go of obligations that do not serve your goals or values. When you focus on fewer tasks or projects, you can give each one your full attention, resulting in higher quality outcomes and greater peace of mind. Decluttering your physical environment also plays a role in mental clarity. A chaotic, cluttered space can contribute to a chaotic, cluttered mind. Take time to organize your surroundings, keeping only what is necessary and meaningful. A tidy, calming environment creates a sense of order and helps you feel more in control of your life. Mental clarity is also deeply tied to mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. When your thoughts are pulled in multiple directions, you may feel disconnected or overwhelmed. Mindfulness techniques such as meditation, deep breathing, or simply pausing to focus on the sensations of the present moment can anchor you and quiet the mental chatter. These practices train your mind to let go of distractions and cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. Taking care of your physical health is another cornerstone of mental clarity. Proper nutrition, regular exercise, and adequate sleep directly affect brain function and emotional balance. Without these foundational elements, mental fog and difficulty concentrating can become chronic challenges. Treat your body as the vessel for your mind, nurturing it so it can support your mental processes effectively. Emotional clutter can also obscure mental clarity. Unresolved feelings, suppressed emotions, or lingering conflicts take up mental space and drain your energy. Make time to process your emotions, whether through journaling, therapy, or conversations with trusted individuals. Addressing emotional baggage allows you to move forward with a clearer, lighter mind. Lastly, give yourself permission to rest. Mental clarity thrives in moments of stillness and downtime. Whether through a leisurely walk, a nap, or simply staring out the window with no agenda, these moments of pause allow your brain to recharge and reorganize. In a culture that glorifies constant productivity, rest can feel counterintuitive, but it is one of the most effective ways to restore mental clarity. Prioritizing mental clarity is not about achieving a permanently untroubled mind life. It will always bring challenges and distractions. Instead, it is about cultivating habits and practices that allow you to navigate the complexities of life with greater focus, intention, and peace. A clear mind is not only a tool for success, but also a gift to yourself, enabling you to live each day with presence, purpose, and authenticity. Relationships are the fabric of our lives, shaping our experiences and influencing our well-being. Authentic relationships, in particular, are those built on trust, respect, and genuine connection. They are the relationships where you feel seen, valued, and understood, where you can be your true self without fear of judgment or rejection. To cultivate authentic relationships is to prioritize quality over quantity and to nurture bonds that are meaningful and reciprocal. Authentic relationships begin with self-awareness. Before you can connect deeply with others, you must first understand yourself. What are your values, needs, and boundaries? What kind of relationships do you truly desire? Authenticity starts within, as it is impossible to forge genuine connections with others if you are not honest about who you are. By embracing your true self, you create the foundation for relationships that are grounded in honesty and mutual respect. One of the hallmarks of authentic relationships is vulnerability. In a world that often prizes strength and self-sufficiency, it can feel risky to let down your guard and share your true feelings, fears, and dreams. Yet, vulnerability is the gateway to intimacy and trust. When you allow yourself to be open and honest, you invite others to do the same, creating a space where both parties feel safe to connect on a deeper level. Active listening is another essential component of cultivating authentic relationships. It is not enough to hear the words someone is saying. You must also seek to understand their emotions, intentions, and perspective. Practice being fully present in your conversations, put away distractions, maintain eye contact, and reflect on what the other person is sharing. This level of attention communicates that you value and respect the other person, fostering a stronger and more authentic bond. Authentic relationships also require reciprocity. They thrive on a balance of giving and receiving, where both individuals contribute to the relationship's growth and support. Be mindful of relationships that feel one-sided, where one person's needs consistently overshadow the others. Healthy relationships are partnerships in which both parties feel heard, appreciated, and empowered. Boundaries play a crucial role in authenticity. While it may seem counterintuitive, setting and respecting boundaries actually strengthens relationships. Boundaries are not walls, they are guidelines that help maintain respect and prevent resentment. By communicating your boundaries clearly and honoring those of others, you create a dynamic where trust can flourish. Conflict is inevitable in any relationship, but how you handle it determines its authenticity. Authentic relationships embrace conflict as an opportunity for growth rather than a threat to the bond. Approach disagreements with empathy, seeking to understand the other person's perspective while expressing your own feelings constructively. Resolving conflicts with respect and openness can deepen the connection and reinforce the relationship's foundation. Authentic relationships are not confined to romantic or lifelong bonds. They can exist in friendships, family ties, and even professional connections. What matters is the mutual sense of integrity and alignment. Seek out relationships with people who uplift and inspire you, who challenge you to grow while accepting you as you are. Surrounding yourself with such individuals enriches your life and helps you become the best version of yourself. Letting go is also a part of cultivating authenticity. Not every relationship is meant to last forever, and some may become misaligned with your values or well-being over time. Releasing relationships that no longer serve you creates space for new, authentic connections to enter your life. This is not an act of rejection, but one of honoring your personal growth and the natural ebb and flow of human connection. Finally, remember that authenticity is a continuous practice. Relationships require effort, attention, and care. They are not static but evolve as you and the other person grow. By showing up with honesty, kindness, and an open heart, you can cultivate relationships that are deeply fulfilling and transformative, serving as a source of joy, strength, and support throughout your life. Aligning your actions with your values is one of the most powerful ways to create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and authenticity. Values are the guiding principles that define what is most important to you. They are the compass that directs your choices and the foundation upon which your life is built. When your actions consistently reflect your values, you experience harmony and integrity. Conversely, when there is a disconnect between what you believe and how you behave, it can lead to feelings of frustration, dissatisfaction, and even identity conflict. The first step in aligning your actions with your values is understanding what your values truly are. This requires deep self-reflection. Take the time to identify what you hold dear, what you stand for. What brings you joy, meaning, or peace? What do you want your life to reflect? Your values might include honesty, kindness, growth, family, creativity, freedom, or health, whatever resonates most deeply with you. Write them down and let them serve as a clear and tangible reminder of your priorities. Once you have clarified your values, the next step is to evaluate your actions. Are your daily choices, habits, and commitments reflective of the things you claim to value? For example, if you value health but consistently neglect exercise and proper nutrition, there is a misalignment that can create tension within yourself. If you value family but rarely make time for loved ones due to work or other obligations, you may feel a growing sense of disconnection or regret. Identifying these gaps is not about self-criticism, but about creating awareness of where changes can be made. Aligning your actions with your values often requires setting priorities. In a world full of distractions and competing demands, it's easy to lose sight of what matters most. By keeping your values at the forefront, you can make more intentional decisions about how to spend your time and energy. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, does this align with my values? Will this bring me closer to the life I want to live? These questions act as a filter, helping you discern between opportunities that support your growth and those that detract from it. However, living in alignment with your values is not always easy. It often requires courage, especially when your values conflict with external expectations or societal norms. For example, if you value authenticity, you may need to speak your truth even when it feels uncomfortable. If you value freedom, you may have to say no to opportunities that constrain you, even if they seem appealing on the surface. Aligning your actions with your values means being willing to stand firm in what you believe, even when it challenges the status quo. Another key aspect of aligning actions with values is practicing mindfulness and presence. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to operate on autopilot, making decisions out of habit or convenience rather than intention. By slowing down and staying mindful, you create space to consider how your actions align with your values in the moment. Practices like meditation, journaling, or simply pausing to reflect can help you stay connected to your values and bring greater intentionality to your choices.